Hi, my name is Azrie'l. This is my YouTube, duh. Like, comment, subscribe. I do love engagement, so feel free to engage. I'm kind of on a time limit because I got a toddler running around. I can't even look at me. I got a toddler running around downstairs. This video is about knowing when to leave a situation because you already knew intuitively when to leave. And if you catch me looking this way, is because my camera is facing forward. But the lens is over here, so I'm gonna try to do my best to look at the lens. But your intuition is telling you that it is time to move forward. It's time to leave the relationship. It's time to leave this environment. It's time to leave whatever that you feel in your mind, body, and spirit to leave. Okay? And I'm sharing this because I just had this incident at my job that I'm no longer at. Also, listen to your intuition when you need to confront somebody. Don't be afraid. I can't say don't be afraid to speak up because it's easier said than done. Do ask for courage and ask for your tongue to be guided when you need to confront somebody about something, especially when it's something important to you, okay? Or it's important to your children. So I'm gonna share this experience that I had over this past weekend, and hopefully, somebody can learn from it. I'm gonna start looking this way because it's getting a little weird looking at this camera lens. Sorry, not sorry. So basically, I worked at my cousin's daycare, and I am very grateful for the opportunity that was given to me because she made sure that I was good the whole time working there. Like, I had different positions, but she made sure that I was able to have a position so that I can have some type of income. And even when I asked for more hours, she made sure that there was room and availability or flexibility to give me more hours. And so that I am grateful for. And I needed to mention that. So I had a verbal altercation with my aunt, who is her mom, who is the second owner of the daycare. And the verbal altercation happened because I grew fed up with the comments that she would usually say, especially about my child. I grew fed up with her treating other people a certain way and not thinking that nobody is going to, check her or bite back or confront her about it. And I think I was just fed up from a lot of things, and I think it was just more so not just catered to that environment and situation, but in life in general. I grew fed up with being passive and holding back what I need to say to people or confronting things because I was afraid of the reactions. But I made a TikTok video the other day talking about sometimes to open your throat chakra up, it might take cussing somebody out, and it'll be a person that you least expected, and they'll be just as in much shock as you, honestly, because that's what happened with me and my aunt. So here's the scenario. My son, who is a Gemini, and I will never not mention that he's a Gemini because at first I didn't like Geminis, but as I get to know him more, and and of his character and why Gemini is the way that they are. They troll a lot, but they're so sweet. They're very compassionate. They're very giving, but obviously they have that other side of them. But the other side, it only comes out when you really irk them, when you get under their skin. And honestly, I feel like, I don't know. Anyways, but, and also Kendra Lamar, that Gemini man. Yeah. But what was I saying? I was explaining why. Okay, so him and my aunt, they don't mesh well together at all, period, point blank. They had a few run-ins. He did have this moment where he was disrespectful with his choice of words. I don't know what happened in that classroom because I was in my own classroom. Okay, thank you. I was in my own classroom at the time, and all I heard was, what the hell did he say? He yelled out, "I don't give a okay? I don't mind cursing on my channel, but right now I'm just not going to." And I was like, wow, what is going on? yes, some of these behaviors he did pick up from me. I'm not going to deny that. I have nothing to deny. I have nothing to lie about. So, but it's not like I'm teaching him, yeah, this is how you confront people and this is how you talk to people. No, I don't teach my children that, especially my sons. I have 3 of them. I teach them to be respectful, especially to women, for sure, knowing what I've been through. And I teach them how to pause if you need to step away. If you need a moment, let them know. You know, if you need to breathe. I teach them many ways of how to emotionally regulate and how to not always react to things and how to approach things. So it's not like I'm not teaching them nothing. And that's the part I feel like people don't see and understand, especially her, because when she threw out a specific comment, I was just like, okay. But nonetheless, that incident had happened. And so from then on out, me and him had a discussion that maybe it'll be best if you stay in the lounge, you know, and just take time to yourself. And he said that's fine. He had no problem with that at all. So that way he doesn't have to be bothered. She doesn't have to be bothered. They don't have to run into each other. All y'all can do, if y'all can, is just say hi. But every now and again, they would bump heads for some odd reason, even though they were supposed to be like separated. And then the last incident between them two, now I was told the full story from my actual cousin. So she told me that when she was getting ready, her mom was getting ready to take the children on the bus to do like a routine or something for the summertime. She told her specifically, you don't have to ask Aiden because he's more than likely not going to be here for the summer. But what she goes and does anyway, she goes and asks Aiden. She goes and bother him. And so I don't still know what happened between them two. He asks, why do I need to go outside? She probably got defensive from that question because y'all know how the other generation of parents are. They don't really like being questioned. And Aiden likes to ask questions, not disrespectfully. That child genuinely asks a lot of questions about many things to just find out an answer. He's a very inquiring child. And sometimes it will get under my skin because I was obviously raised up under don't question me. But I'm learning to be more open with giving him answers. And yeah. So, leading into the next day, it was the end of the day. The kids usually help take out the trash. And so he stepped out of the lounge to ask her if she needed help taking out any, or if there is any more trash to take out. She did hesitate. Like, I'm looking dead at her because I don't know, maybe I felt something, but I'm looking dead at her. She hesitated to respond, and then when she did respond, she said, yeah, but I make sure I'm good on time. Yeah, but I don't want you to get mad. I done told this story about 3-4 times now. But nonetheless, something along those lines. I just felt like the comment wasn't necessary. I don't need you getting mad, because it did have some type of undertone behind it. And so I said that comment wasn't really necessary. He was just trying to, you know, offer you help you out. And so that's how it started. We started going back and forth. Obviously words were exchanged, and you know, she got under my skin with certain comments. I can be an emotionally reactive person. Yes, I can. That is something that I've been working on, and it's just not easy for me sometimes. But she said a few things that set me off, and I ended up cursing her out basically. So that was that. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to say that I'm proud of the moment. I am going to say that I'm proud of myself for speaking up. I'm proud of myself for definitely speaking up for my child. But when I had this conversation with my mom, because she ended up calling my mother about the situation, my mom was like, well, you know, you should have had a conversation with her, right? To the side. And I said, yes, I know, I understand that, because that was my plan. But with me, I'm how do I want to write this? Hi. When I see a person has certain patterns and behaviors, especially when it comes to conflicts and confrontations and conversations, that's usually why I don't confront people, because I know how it's going to happen. Like, I would have to literally mentally and emotionally and spiritually prepare myself to have certain conversations with certain people. And I just never did that for her. Because I was sort of avoiding it, like how I would usually avoid confrontations. But the whole ordeal was, I don't know, it was needed. It was unnecessary but needed. And there's some things that I do want to mention as far as that whole thing. And the thing is, you have people out here in the world that likes to play victim. She is one of them, unfortunately. And I used to be a person that liked to play victim too. But here's the thing. You don't keep bothering people, and you don't keep... I told her she was antagonizing and instigating with people. You don't keep doing that to people and not expect a response from nobody. Just because other people may shut their mouths and be quiet and, you know, just listen and follow along with what you need to do, you're gonna run into the wrong person. And depending on how they react, either it's gonna be verbal, it's gonna be physical, it's gonna be something. But when she called my mom, she ended up, you know, calling her, crying, telling her how she was hurt because she never seen the side of me. Because I'm not a person to really pop off at anybody. And so, I mean, it was a shock for me almost, but I don't like people that keeps bothering other people and not expecting nothing to happen to them. And if we want to go into the astrological side of it, I am a karmic person. So I sometimes serve people their karma, serve people their medicine. And that's just that, unfortunately. But I'm going to try to wrap this up. The moral of the story that I got from this for myself was to not be afraid to confront people, to not let things fester up, because obviously it builds and builds and builds until you blow up, and then that's not always good either. I also did learn, though, that sometimes I am here to serve people their medicine on the other, you know, side of things. And that when I'm told to leave, it's time to leave, because I had just told my therapist like weeks ago, I don't know how much longer I can stay here, because I wasn't agreeing with the way they're handling the children, pretty much. And it's just something I've been trying to get away from when it comes to working with children and working with my own children. Now, the comment got thrown in my face that I don't gentle parent. Okay, that's fine for you, and maybe you should have gentle parent. Maybe you should have applied some of those aspects of gentle parenting into your parenting for the sake of your own children. But that's another conversation. And I'm not going to talk about it because it's not my place. But I'm an observer. Stop. I'm an observer. So, and I can see things. I see them for what they are. But that's the story. If you are someone who is passive, or who doesn't like confrontation, who has a hard time speaking up, who has a blocked throat chakra, who needs to stand up more for yourself and or for your children and or for your friends or for anybody that you care about, I do believe that in some instances, sometimes it will take you cussing out somebody to activate that. And I feel like, unfortunately, in my case, that's what it was, because I have been very expressive since. I've already been intentionally working on express it more, not just verbally, but like creatively. And so, hi. And so that's that, because I have to go. And I hope anybody got something out of this. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. I will also have a blog about this. I did write about this as well. So look out for my blog if you want to read more into it. It might have a little bit more detail.